Last week, Mr. President, 40,000 students in my state got some very bad news. The rates on new Stafford student loans doubled, and today these students got bad news again. Today, our nation's students are once again, they wait in vain for relief. These students work hard, they're ambitious, they know how important a college education is, they know what it means to their future and to our nation's future. They expected more of us, and I share their disappointment. We saw this coming. This bus has been approaching a cliff for a year. That ought to be time enough to turn it around, and turn it around without throwing students underneath it. I know that many of my colleagues here are trying to find a long-term solution. But today we fail, and our nation's students pay the cost of that failure. For so many in my state, grants and loans make the difference. Federalized, subsidized Stafford loans are absolutely crucial. Opening a door to college, to opportunity, to investing in the future. We all know these students. Most have lower incomes and fewer advantages. We ask them to work harder, and now we ask them to pay more. They are folks like Lori Cole. Lori was quoted in the Las Cruces Sun News. She said, "I'm almost 50 years old and returned to school last year. I had to take out loans on top of my grants. I don't like the rates going up, but what can I do? I have a teen in college and a mortgage. I have no choice but to continue with my student loans if I ever want to make more than $10 an hour." They are folks like Josh Dunn. Josh wrote the following on his Facebook page. "As a disabled combat vet, my wife and I, who are both students, do not have a choice but to eat the increase. I don't understand how they can continue to raise the rates on us, not only for tuition, but now also the loan rate, and expect the amount of students to continue to go to school. Hope they can figure it out for our future." I say to Josh and to so many other students like him, I hope we can figure it out too. These students are struggling. Our economy is slowly recovering. Now is not the time to set up more barriers. Now is not the time for interest rates to double. Weighing down students, weighing down hardworking families, weighing down the middle class. The Keep Student Loans Affordable Act of 2013 would have helped, keeping the interest rate at 3.4% for new Stafford loans for 1 year, and giving Congress time for a broader solution. Because the problem is not just interest rates, it's the growing burden of student debt. Higher education is at a tipping point, and we need a long-term plan, a plan that is sustainable, that is comprehensive. These are complicated questions. They require careful answers. But one principle should be clear. For fairness, for investing in our nation's future, college should be within the reach of all American families, not just the privileged few. Students know how to set goals. They know how to set priorities. They expect the same of us, and priorities come down to choices. The Keep Student Loans Affordable Act offered a choice to help students to work towards real solutions, and we could do it by simply closing a tax loophole. No new tax, no new debt, just closing a tax loophole. Not exactly a radical notion. I will do all I can to ensure the Senate will find its way to long-term answers. We will not give up on this issue. 7 million students and their families are waiting for predictability, waiting for more affordable education, and control of spiraling costs. They and their families do the heavy lifting. Every day, we should lend them a hand. The average college senior has over $26,000 in debt at graduation. Some have much more. The burden is heavy enough. We should not be adding to it now. Mr. President, I yield back.